Okay, quadratic equation. But without the equals to 0, it's just a quadratic expression. So I believe your teacher has told you that last time. So when it's equals to 0, where it's an equation, you have to solve it. That means the x represents a certain value. You have to solve them. Okay? So how do we solve them? We solve them by factorization. So this is the only method you have learned in lower sec. But now that you are sec 3, we must level up, right? So you will learn other methods like completing the square. You will learn other methods like quadratic formula. Okay? So 3 different methods. But quadratic formula you can use for all types of questions. Completing the square has certain rules. Factorization has certain rules as well. So quadratic formula will be your best friend. Okay, just remember that. Once we reach there, I'll let you know. Okay, so first thing first, when the equation is already factorized, this is factorized form. Means the whatever expression that you have has already been broken down into a product of 2 linear factors. Then you can start to solve them. So we have learned that if A times B is equals to 0, okay, the only way is that either A must be 0 or B must be 0. If not, there's no way that the product will end up 0. So it's either 0 times B or or A times 0. That's why you get 0, right? So either of them must be equals to 0. So which is why they equate the A to 0. Okay. And then they equate the B to 0. So the or there is important because it tells me that the solution can be -2 or 3. So when you present your work, please present it this way. Later I'll get you to get started with work. Okay, so this is the one that I will show you how normally you can do by calculator, by cross product rule, or by the multiplication frame. So I'm going to show you all 3 as a recap. And then that's it. I'll just assume that you have learned well in lower sec. And then you go back and revise. So first method. Okay, is the cross product rule. Okay, cross product rule. So there are 3 numbers here. It must always be arranged in x squared, x, then followed by the constant term. The 3 terms there must be arranged properly already. And then this first number must go under 3x squared. Okay? So because it's multiply over here, you need to find 2 factors that will give you 3x squared. So you put a 3x here and then an x here. So that when they multiply, they give you 3x squared. You can reverse them as well, whichever way you want. Okay, the next number is the constant number. It should go here. Okay, the next number is the constant number. It should go here. And then, of course, the final number must go here. So the order is very important. Okay. Then, you want to decide which factors. We know factors of 2, just 1 and 2, right? We need to decide the order such that it will end up giving us -5x. So we are going to add the last row. So what you will do is, where should I put the 2 and the 1? Yes. Which one plus? Oh, plus 5. Okay, my bad. Okay, so technically, can I say that I should put a plus 2 here so that when I multiply 3 with +2, it gives me +6x. Okay, and then the other side, in order to get -2, I must multiply with -1. right? So that this 2 gives me negative 2. And then when you cross multiply them in this way, okay, it will give you negative x. So you just double check the last column will add up to positive 5x. Then you know you're on the right track. The 2 factors that you have found will be 3x minus 1 and x plus 2. So this is the cross product rule. Can you see that this is where it arrives you? Okay, so this is called the cross product rule. Okay, some of you have learned this. Okay, second method is the multiplication frame. So you pick and choose what you like, multiplication frame. So basically, we make use of area model to help you. So the first number that you see here will go here. Okay? So how do we get an area of 3x squared? It must be 3x times x. Okay? That's why you get the area 3x squared. So you go by area model. Okay? Where do this number go? The negative 2 will go here. The small tiny box over there. Okay? So the factors around it, the length times the breadth must also give me negative 2. So I need to decide where to put them so that it will give me the answer I want. So in this case, I will decide that maybe I'll put the 2 here. And then I'll put the negative 1 here. So just imagine it's here. 2 times negative 1. That's why it gives you negative 2, right? Okay, and then what happens to this piece of area? What is the area of this piece? 6x, right? Because it's 2 times 3x, so 6x. And then what happens to the area of this piece? Negative x. So can you see that now? These 2 pieces will add up to give me positive 5x. So when they add up to positive 5x, you know you are on the right track, and then the 2 factors will be these 2, which is also this. Okay, so this is by area model. So if area model makes more sense for you, you use area model to solve. Okay, this is cross product rule. Then of course we have the calculator method. Your favorite. Well done. Okay, wait, did I bring my calculator? Okay, I think I didn't. Okay, which types of calculator do we have here? Okay, can I borrow one? FX97SGX. Alright, okay, so wait, let me see if I can. Can take your calculator from wherever. Okay. Most of you have this calculator. If your calculator model is different, later I show you another way. So you go under menu, right? Can you see number 5 is equation? So choose 5. Then they will say simultaneous equation or polynomial. So you'll choose 2 polynomial. And then they ask you what is the degree. Degree means the highest power, which is a square, right? So the degree is 2. Then they will ask you to key in the numbers, the coefficient. So I know it's a 3, I put equal. I know it's a 5, I put equal. I know it's a negative 2, I put equal. Then when you press equal, the calculator do the work for you. One answer is 1/3. You press equal again. The other answer is negative 2. So how do I work backwards to get the answer? Okay, let's go back to that. Okay, I recap fast. You press 5, followed by 2, and then you key in 2. So press 522, menu 522. Then you key in 3 equal 5 equal negative 2 equal. Then when you press equal, they give you 1/3 and negative 2 as the answer. Okay, but you don't show the answer because you are telling the setter that you cheat, right? So when you want to cheat, You cheat intelligently. Okay, not recorded, Oh, it's recorded. Okay, so listen very carefully. So just now at the side, I write pencil. You know, at the side, I write pencil. You know, one solution is 1/3, right? The other solution is -2. So your purpose is to, what you have is this, which you don't want them to know you use calculator, right? So you need to work backwards to get the factors. So how do you do that? This one easy. This one you just have to bring this over. And then you know that originally it was x plus 2 equals to 0. Alright, this was your first factor. The other factor, you need to bring the 3 over. And then bring the -1 over. So it will be 3x minus 1. So can you see your two factors staring at you? These two. So which means if you teleport them back to where they're supposed to be, pretended that you never show this anywhere, then originally this was the question. Okay, you can do this 3x minus 1 from here, and then this x plus 2 from here equals to 0. Then you pretend to solve it. Right? This is working smart. So you get x equals to 1/3 and x equals to -2. Of course, you can leave a very big space here first. Then you write these two first. Right, your two solutions. And then you work backwards to the previous sentence. So where are the marks for exams? They give 1 mark here, 1 mark for the answer. Do they need you to show working like this one? Like this one? Most of it, they don't need. Okay? Unless they give you a 3 marks for it, then of course you need to show. But even if they ask you to show, it's not so difficult, right? You can just put it there based on the answer you have. This one is 1 pair. This one is the other pair. Then you just fill in the gap accordingly. Okay? So this is by calculator method. So altogether, this one was what you should have learned in lower sec. These 3 methods, any one that will help you solve the question by factorization. Okay? So I'm just recapping lower sec work. There's nothing new here. Okay, so now it's